Howdy, 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 my name's Anashi Sasuke, and welcome back to Let's Read Prequel, or Making a Cat Cry the Adventure. In the last episode, Katia reached the Mages Guild of Kvatch and met with the very important person whose name I'm drawing a blank on at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be said soon enough. So, Chimeric Wilder wrote, Katia say that it's fine, you won't need most of that immediately, referring to things to join the Mages Guild. Peter Devine wrote, considering how many times you've been forced to settle with nothing, you're really not going to mind if you settle for less. Sigrid, that's what it was. You interrupt Sigrid and tell her it's fine. You don't actually need all that. You're just happy to be reading whatever book she has in her library or whatever, using whatever equipment she has on hand. Really, you're not choosy. Boop. You've been wanting to study magic since you were a little girl, and you are perfectly willing to settle for a little bit less if that means, or a bit less if that means get started as soon as possible. Sigrid explains that it's not just about what you want, it's also about the Kvatch Guildhall's reputation. She already deals with a lot of discrimination due to the place's necromantic history. She doesn't want to risk becoming known as the Guildhall that leaves its new members underprepared. A silver dagger and some basic alchemy equipment might not seem important, but it's part of the standard supplies most Mages Guild branches give their new members. If she provides you with any less than that to her first applicant, her superiors are going to notice. And imagine what it would do to your status as a mage if everyone thought you came from some second-rate guild hall that couldn't even give its members proper apparatuses. Oh, the thought of potentially damaging your wizard reputation hits a nerve. You admit you didn't actually think of it that way. Sigrid says it's alright. Most people never think about what it takes to lead a guild hall. She just wants to make sure whatever happens is best for you, her, and the guild. Snow wrote, Katia, let Sigrid know you're really excited to join the Mages Guild and that you really like this guild hall, and it would be an honor and a privilege to join it and that you'll do whatever it takes. However, if Sigrid feels uncomfortable with accepting a new member right now, you'll be in town for a few days, so she has time to think it over. You can also help gather anything she might need if it'll help. Thunderful wrote, Katia offers some supplies if she's missing any. She has the money for it, and it would be a good initiation to the guild. You tell Sigrid that you're still holding out hope that you can make this work somehow. You really do like this place, and if you could find some way to join tonight, it would pretty much make it the happiest, most magical day of your life. As the dinosaur is still just there. You point out she does have a large pile of money over there. You don't want to impose, but couldn't she just, like, go purchase the stuff she needs to accept you? You'll even go get it for her if she's too busy to do it herself. You're willing to help however you can. Stefan doesn't really seem to like this. Sigrid appreciates the offer, but says it's not that simple. Most of that gold already has places it needs to go, and things it needs to pay for. Maintaining a guild hall is an expensive affair. Providing magic services for the townsfolk takes equipment, alchemical ingredients, magic items, and without the Archmage's support, she has to pay for it all out of her own pocket. While she wants nothing more than to make this the best guild hall in all Cyrodiil and induct all the young and enthusiastic mages such as yourself, she just can't quite afford it yet on her existing budget. I mean, my alchemy business covers some of the expenses, but currently most of our equipment and funding comes from donations. Coffee Man wrote, Katia makes sense motives check. Pajal wrote, people, she has nude pictures of herself on the wall. Everyone is pretty much smitten with her. I think we all know exactly what kind of, huge obvious quote fingers, donations, and huge obvious quote fingers she's been receiving. Vindictus wrote, my first thought was, oh, so this Mage Guild collects donations from bandit camps and or unfortunate rich travelers too, just like all my characters. Gloop. So what I'm getting here is that donations is a euphemism for a prostitution ring, or possibly an elaborate operation where you kill criminals and take their money? What? What? No, Sigrid says. She's just talking about regular voluntary donations for people who support what she's trying to do. People who come in here, look around, and decide that they want to help the Kvatch's Mages Guild get back on its feet. You know, people like you. 20 Dragon wrote, Katia, you do not have enough money for that right now. You still have jobs to do and food to eat. Maybe if you pick up enough jobs or dance your tail off at the arena, you'll have enough. Just remember what you're actually supposed to be doing here and don't miss your appointment to walk back with Acetil. Oh! Well, you tell Sigrid, you do like this place and what she's done with it is very respectable, but you're not really in any position to donate money right now. I mean, if she needs help with any errands, or you're be happy to oblige her if she... Sigrid cuts you off and says, If you're short on coin, there are plenty of other things the guild hall needs. Maybe you've got some unusual alchemical ingredients you never use. You tell you've already sold that stuff to Tavia. An old enchanted item, just your amulet, you say, and you need to keep that from starting fires. A dime bag of moon sugar, perhaps. You explain that you only tried it once and it turned out you were allergic. Maybe an old magic book you've already Computer Sherpa wrote, "This feels like a scam." She has glittering mountains of gold lying around, but she can't stretch it to cover an alembic and a dagger? Sigrid seems nice, but this place has a nasty reputation. Tread carefully, little mage. Deja wrote, Sigrid is angling for something, and if you're not careful, you're going to wind up giving her every symptom you've been saving up to buy Quilvy's book, or worse. I know you want to get into the guild very badly, but a reputable guild hall should not make you pay to get in. Exado Youre wrote, this place is looking really sketchy again. Make your excuses and get out. At least you got a good meal out of it, and you know you're qualified to join the Mages Guild back in Anvil. This direction is starting to make you feel very, very uncomfortable. You thank Sigrid for the meal and her hospitality, but you say you should probably be leaving now before it gets too much darker outside. Sigrid notices your discomfort and tells you to hold on. She apologizes and admits that she was maybe pushing a little too hard with the donations thing. Yeah, you tell her. She kinda was. She said she didn't mean to scare you off. She just wanted to make sure you knew what sort of resources the guild could use. Most people give something after she'd had a chance to talk to them, but there's no obligation to do so. Everyone is welcome here, whether they donate or not. If you're willing to stick around a bit longer, she was just about to serve dessert. We've got ice cream. Hesitantly receipt. You ask what flavor. Strawberry, she says. You tell her your interest is piqued. You confess your reaction was probably a bit unwarranted. When she started asking about all the stuff you were carrying, you guess you kind of worried she was gonna mug you or something. Sigrid says it's fine. She realizes she probably could have approached the topic better. She assures you that, like all Mage Guild branches, this place is run lawfully and by the book. She would never, ever take something from a visitor without their permission. Yeah, you say, mages are pretty cool about stuff like that. You don't even know why you were worried. Anyway, she's gonna go get that ice cream now. Wait here. As she just spritzes herself. Sigrid says you look very pretty and asks if she can have all your stuff. You ask her if this is enough stuff or if she needs you to get more. Okay, so she used the spray thing and just was like, hey, give me your stuff. Even the dinosaur gave her some treasure from someplace. Nitroglide wrote, Katia. Katia, snap out of it. She's stealing everything you own, Katia. Zimian Zisk wrote, Katia, think of how disappointed Quillweave will be, and since that you keep what you're getting for her. You stood up to this lady multiple times already. You can do it again for this very good reason. Don't be silly. Sigrid wouldn't ask you to do something that would sabotage your friendship with Quillweave. Sigrid is way too nice to do something like that. If anything, Quillweave is going to be thrilled to hear all about how you helped the Mages Guild and how amazing Sigrid is. Sure, asking for all your belongings might seem a little weird, but Sigrid made a pretty good case for it. You're confident she knows what she's doing. Bad N wrote, Sigrid asked for all her stuff. I presume this includes the amulet. Oh right, you almost forgot you even had the amulet on. You tell Sigrid to hold on, you have something else she might be interested. LZ Gannon wrote, she did ask for the whole kit and caboodle, and it will be a catastrophe if you didn't follow Sigrid's request positively perfectly. Kaufman wrote, Katia, you aren't a mage, you're a good for nothing furred Kashi standing around like a luck-bringing ornament. You aren't a conjurer, you're nothing but a necromancer. Gallia708 wrote, now first of all, you can't donate all that money. It'll reflect poorly on you if you don't pay back Quillweave on your first courier job. Can you imagine having to tell the tale to Quillweave? Jake Rose wrote, nobody tries to scam Chairman Meow. You're not a kitten. It's time to unleash the perfect fire spell. Furious Catastrophe Ignite. And Mortius wrote, perhaps your amulet. Don't pause. Rush over and gift it to her. Lace it straight around onto her neck, then step back to admire the flame of her beauty. She'll be the cat's whiskers wearing it. Of course, your depth perception is not so great at the moment with your injured eye. Your hand-eye coordination must be simply awful. So you may well drop the amulet down to sure to get the cord tangled up, but a wondrous person like Sigrid will surely forgive you. So Solio wrote, you just gave Sigrid your amulet. That may not have been the best idea. This totally won't end in a catastrophe. Xevious wrote, you useless, weak-minded kitten. For all you've done, you're on a path to muling out of the night in a puddle of your own and someone else's bodily fluids. Again, you're hardly a mage. You got two spells. One is positively unusable, and the other is hardly capable of killing mud crabs. Fucking mud crabs! Not to mention you were too much of a scaredy cat to kill one of those chitinous shitheads with your axe. My grandmother is less of a pussy than you, and she's gotten several painful diseases. I used to be proud of you, despite your meek and kitten-like ability to do anything. You were going somewhere, you useless ball of fur, but now I see that you've gone upon the path of least resistance right into Sigrid's trap. You're gonna die as a whore with her throat slashed in the gutter or as an ogre's wife. Dang. Shadow of the Lotus wrote, even if you aren't feline fine here, you really need to claw your way to safety. Crazy 8 wrote, Katia, I hope you don't think that by catering to her whims, maybe they meant catering, she'll become friendly. You gotta do better than that. Perhaps if you try telling her a heartwarming tale, she might be more inclined to befriend you. After all, it would just be awful if she didn't become your friend. Kathy with an I wrote, Katia, well, isn't this just perfect? We told you, didn't we, Katia? We told you something was off, didn't we? But no! You didn't listen. You were so desperate to get in good with the Mages Guild, ignoring all basic logic. You didn't even need to go to this particular guild hall. You knew it was ostracized to the point where the Archmage refused to speak to it. Didn't you think there was a reason for that, puffball? Guess those big ears of yours aren't good for listening to reason, and now look where it's gotten you, you useless lump of mewling fur. Good luck with your dreams while you've been robbed blind and left with nothing but a ball of yarn on the side of the road, you stupid furball. Shame you'll have to disappoint Quillweave a second time, hope it was worth it. Clean Skunk wrote, Gotta give her your amulet, then go sleep in some dirty alley, you stray, no claws for alarm. Snow wrote, Katia, hold on now, don't forget to give the pretty lady your fetching amulet, it will look pretty possum on her. This is a whole lot of stuff that people are just dropping on Katia, dang. Katia, first let me say, ask your subconscious, I knew it! I think it will be a good thing now to make sure you give her your necklace. But on a more defensive note, concentrate! Charm spells / perfumes can't work if you're strong. You're an Atronach. Slap her. Kick her. Scratch her with the claws. Don't let her take your money. Just do something. Get angry, you furball. Think of cat puns. That should get you angry enough to resist, right? Let's pause for a moment and think back on how well you were before you cuddled up to this con artist. How could you fall for a purty face? How could you let her milk all that coin out of you? Show her some catitude. What? Can't bring yourself to show her your claws? Cat's got your tongue? I guess you're okay with diving into perverty again. You know, I was pretty sure cats always landed on their feet, but I guess you're just special. You're possibly the most weak-willed of being in all of Nern. All it took was a single dash of perfume to persuade you to give up everything in your purse, you purr thing. Is there some sort of legal clause I can take advantage of to become some other person's subconscious? Your life is like a catarang. It always goes back to where it started. Impoverished and or drunk. Not even the best catnip in all of Tamriel could possibly make this any better. Who knows who cares if you know how to use some fire or move some useless tiny things around with telekinesis? You're gonna be broke at this rate. Rainbow Fox 15 wrote, Katia, what the fuck are you doing? Snap out of it. No. Oh, smack that bitch. Oh, God, why? Wait a minute. Give her your necklace, you pussy. And Everest wrote, Katia, also if you manage to get out of this with your stuff, try to grab her perfume. Chet Betterer wrote, snap out of it, Katia. She's wearing magical perfume, not catnip, though I guess for you they smell the same. Giovanni H. wrote, give her your necklace, you selfless pussy. Orange Jutsu wrote, indeed that amulet of silence will be a perfect addition to her outfit. Geomich wrote, also take a note of how flammable the room is. Couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting something that go up like tinder. Klonoa wrote, Katia, I think what Sigrid did with that perfume is a little fishy. I'm not even squidding. Remember hearing from all those people about how bad this place is? I mean, for God's sake. You think after all those warnings you'd have taken at least the last opportunity to leave while you had the chance? Perhaps it's best you stop being so coy, put all your carp back in your bag, and take your leave before this whole situation becomes a huge pain in the bass. Xevious wrote, telekinetic flaming rage caused because of positively powerful kitty puns. My username's Mud wrote, oh no, she took all your cat things, you're a cat. Contemptible Comedian wrote, look at all those cats out of the bag. It's raining gold, cats and dogs. Can we have some catsup with our dessert? Can't wait to see how bad our build is. Isn't her charisma just perfect? How much do you want to pet? How much do you want to pet? You can get out of this situation just fine. Take a meow and leave. Thunderful wrote, Sigrid really let the cat out of the bag now. She's been pussyfooting around your questions and now she has you trapped like a game of cat and mouse. And all your 9 lives you never expected this to happen, but now she's pulled out the catnip perfume and it's left you with a whole curiosity conundrum. So let's give pause to the situation for now and get adorable, Katia. Junks wrote, Katia, don't be a paw guest. You need to hand over your amulet to Sigrid. It's the perfect addition to the guild's much-needed funds. Also, think about it. Giving Sigrid all your possessions is a furry good way of showing your appreciation for such a lovely night. Because it's not often you come across people as friendly as Sigrid. You don't want to blow this. It'd be a catastrophe if you ruined this. Then it's goodbye, Mages Guild. Hello, Meow Mix commercial. Sigrid presses the amulet against your chest and tells you it might be best if you hang on to it. You tell her she's probably right. You apologize for the fires, you're not sure what came over you there. It's like this little voice in the back of your head is totally flipping out for some reason and trying to get you to run out of here. Sigrid says you should probably disregard that voice. Yeah, you said she's probably right. Anyway, hopefully this donation is still sufficient even without the amulet. Sigrid admits it is a bit less than she was expecting, especially for someone as well dressed as you. Your robe is lovely, by the way. Oh, you thank Sigrid and tell her you just got it yesterday. You like it a lot. Sigrid says she likes it too and asked you to give it to her. You happily oblige. She's a little shocked at how fast you managed to undress, but you explain it's kind of a skill you have, or more of a liability, really. Sigrid says she understands. You love how Sigrid understands everything you say. It feels great to finally have someone who gets you. Youre wrote, perhaps we can get on with menial mage guild tasks. While signing some paperwork confirming that all your belongings were voluntarily donated, you ask Sigrid if there's any additional jobs the guild needs help with. Sigrid tells you there's still plenty of materials the guild hall needs. If you ever run into anything valuable, don't be afraid to come by here and drop it off. We can't take on any new members just yet, but if you keep donating, we may be able to start soon. You tell her you'll do everything you can to help. You thank Sigrid again for the meal and all the help she has given you. You now understand why everyone here likes the Kavacha Mages Guild so much. You feel like you've made a very valuable friend. Sigrid says she made a new friend tonight as well, and that friend is you. Your heart practically leaps with joy. Oh, and there's that strawberry ice cream. You ask Sigrid if you can have some. She says no. You tell her that's alright. If only one of you can have ice cream, you're glad it's her. You have a really good feeling about all these decisions you just made. Katia, concentrate. With Sigrid gone, you take a couple minutes to calm down and collect your thoughts. You made some really good progress tonight. You got a full meal, a new wizard friend, but most importantly, you feel like you finally found a place where you belong. A place where people believe in you. It's the greatest, most heart-warming feeling you've ever had, and it's all thanks to Sigrid. You can understand why everyone at Kavacha is so fond of her. John Richard wrote, first you need to somewhat snap out of the charm Sigrid put you under. If that little voice in your head can still have some control over you, I advise you to put fresh water all over your face. Maybe that'll help clear your mind. Huh? Sigrid might be awesome and know a lot of magic, but you're pretty sure you would have noticed if she used some kind of charm on you. The only spell she casted tonight was a quick frost spell on your tail after it caught on fire. The nicest compliment. Other than that, she was just really nice to you, like, really nice. She said some things that made you feel like you're not just some worthless piece of trash. Things that made you feel important. There was this one compliment, you can't remember exactly what it was, but you swear it made you feel like the most amazing person in the world. Your pretty sticks in your mind for some reason, but you suspect it was something more substantial than that. You've gotten that much from drunken sailors. Practical Thoughts wrote, yep, the world must be a happy place for you, Katia. Making the decision to give that poor, wealthy master mage all of your money and your only pair of clothes. Jaja wrote, Katia, no legitimate mages guild ever, no matter how poorly run, has ever left a prospective associate standing naked and symptomless on the street. You only gave her what was fair, the fairest negotiations. You don't remember the exact words that were exchanged, but you both agreed that the amount was fine. Sure, she took a lot, but you remember she had some really good justification for it. She could probably explain it again if you went back inside. Asthanius wrote, Katia, think carefully about what just happened. You walked into the Mages Guild, unsure of what was going to happen. Then you met Sigrid and almost immediately had dinner with her next to the strange mural. After dinner, you were promised ice cream and then gave Sigrid everything except your underwear, amulet, and possibly your lockpick. And now you're outside, without ice cream. Even though there was obviously enough ice cream for you to have a little bit. Doesn't this seem a little strange? I mean, you promised Quilvy that you would do something very important to her, and you ended up giving everything to a woman you just met. Stormy Dragon wrote, Katia, think of the disappointed look on Quilvy's face if you fail to bring back her letter and book. You really don't want to let Quilvy down again. But it's okay, that's not going to happen. Quilvy won't be disappointed in you. You remember there was some reason she wasn't going to be disappointed. I mean, you did give away her package, but there was some reason that was okay. Some reason it didn't matter. You don't exactly remember what. It must have been something complicated that Sigrid explained to you. But you know you had some reason. Marksters wrote, Katia, maybe you should think a bit harder about what just happened. That bitch took all your stuff! Fatty Tatties wrote, what if we're looking at this from the wrong angle? What if this was a test? Right, no need to panic. She was probably just trying to show off her wizard powers, or maybe this was a test. She was fucking with your mind and wanted to see whether you could break free of it. And you did. You'll show this to her. She'll be impressed. You'll get your stuff back and everything will be fine. Everything will be okay. You bang on the door and yell that this isn't funny anymore. It was a neat trick, but that everything you owned in the world, and that was everything you owned in the world, and you really need it back now. You need everything to be okay. There's no reply. You shout till your throat is sore, and there's still no reply. Beowulf wrote, on the alternative, you could use your inherent Khajiit skills and the lockpit that never seems to go missing to sneak back in and get your stuff back. You don't have any inherent Khajiit skills. You can barely walk across cobblestone without stepping on a squeaky floorboard. And your lockpick was in your bag along with Quillie's package, your money, your hatchet, your journal, and everything else you gave to Sigrid, but you can fix this! You're a wizard, and you're resourceful, and you're desperate, and angry, and upset, and you're sure you can find some way to get in there and get your stuff back. Squiggles wrote, do a hammerfell lockpicking. Laughing Fox wrote, Katia, you can't let that bitch get away with that. You're Katia fucking Manigan. Burst in there, rip off that amulet, demand your property back. Nice Markles wrote, Katia, remove amulet, focus your anger, and let the hate flow. Fuck! And Everest wrote, Katia, you're the dumbest Khajiit in the history of Nirn. What is wrong with you? This is the third time you screwed everything up. That'll probably be a literal statement in just a few moments as well. You do not deserve to stay in Kvatch. You're going to end up making the whole town dumber. Oh, look at me, I'm Katia Manigan, and I have absolutely no ability whatsoever to be careful. Your only hope now is to meet Aztil and march on back to Anvil in shame, then get on your knees and beg Quilly for forgiveness. Even though the chances she forgive you for screwing up again are next to non-existent, the only choice you have is it's the only choice you have because you have nothing at all. Other commands. Drake Claw wrote, wait! Katia could just go to the trash can she threw the first letter in, the crumpled up one, and get it and take that to Quillweave. Okay, you realize you fucked up. You got all excited and ignored your better judgment and walked straight into what should have been an obvious trap and signed away all your belongings and some things that maybe didn't even really belong to you. But you can still fix all this. Somehow. At the very least, you don't have to let Quillweave down again. There's still that other letter, the one you threw away. Quillweave never has to know you're the worst courier ever and gave away the package you were supposed to deliver. She never has to know there was a package. You can keep it a secret from everyone forever, and everything will be fine. You just have to run back to the bookstore and get the old letter out of the trash, hopefully before someone empties the wastebasket or... What's happening here? Oh, it's raining. Peter Devine wrote, Katia, cut your losses. Find shelter. Go to the church now. Only thing worse than a Khajiit caught naked out of all our stuff is being a sick Khajiit caught naked out of all our stuff. Snikers wrote, you do not make good decisions when you're emotional. Find a quiet place, cry yourself out, and take stock of the situation when you're a little more lucid. Unclever Title wrote, you know what, Katia? Forget the stupid letter in the trash. Rushing desperately after a stupid letter isn't getting you anywhere and will just get you naked, wet, and probably take shelter in a trash can. Self-Loathing wrote, you know that you can't fix this. You can't fix anything, you never could. It's always been this way. Just when you think things are looking up, you slip and suddenly you're lower than ever before. Self-Loathing wrote, you can't change that. Self-Loathing wrote, you're not smart or strong or determined enough. Sploop. Arcane Monkey wrote, the gods want you to fail? Fuck them. You're Katia fucking Manigan. Or to fail to fall. You will not stand for this. You're going to end up a pitiful wreck, disappointing every friend you ever hoped to make. Fuck all this. You are Katia fucking Manigan. She just sits there holding the letter. You're not Katia Manigan. You're not a budding wizard. You're not even a real person. You're just some dumb stray animal that tries its goddamn hardest to please absolutely anyone and always fucks up anyway. Sode Requiem wrote, start with what you can handle. Get out of the rain. Slinker wrote, Katia, come on now. The chapel's just right beside you and you will get sick if you stand out here naked in the rain. Take a deep breath or keep crying if you must, but stand up and go into the chapel. When you get inside, ask to sleep somewhere. You need to rest now. Let's think of a solution tomorrow. Just try to forget what has been done to you today. Wowie, gee, as soon as you open the chapel door, Sigrid pops out with a freshly cleaned robe, pile of treasure, and your official Mage's Guild membership certificate. She proclaims this was all just a big test to make sure you were ready to join the guild. Hello? And now that you've passed, everything's going to be okay. You curl up by the warm fireplace and relax. It turns out you just had to keep trying. Keep believing in yourself, and everything finally came together. Everything finally worked out. Scruffmeister wrote, Katia, don't look at that bottle. What bottle? What, this bottle? Yeah, you're not even sure why you picked it up. Discard! You coolly toss the bottle to the ground and let it shatter into a million pieces. Katia Mannequin is brave and successful and doesn't need to get plastered out of her mind to forget what a failure she is. When the going gets tough, she's fine because she knows everything will get better eventually. She knows everything will be okay. Bad N wrote, Katia, don't be Katia Mannequin ever again. You are now useless, cat. Useless cat, get the bottle. Check to see if there's some sweet, sweet alcohol in there. Good old alcohol. Alcohol never judges. Alcohol never lets you down. Alcohol never steals all your stuff and leaves you naked in the rain. You love alcohol. You know what? Alcohol loves you. If there is indeed alcohol in there, drink it. You know it's what you need right now. Yes! You want to down this whole bottle and get wasted to bits. You want to stumble naked into the nearest building and do who knows what to what knows who and forget all about it the next morning. You want to wake up filled with regrets and ready to drown them out again. You found this bottle and it's yours fair and square, and pretending things will get better just isn't working, and after tonight, you think you damn well deserve it. You feel sad, cheated, and you just want this day to finish up on its own so you can pick up the pieces when you're good and ready. But you made yourself a promise, and even if you wouldn't have made it, even if you wouldn't have made it if you'd known what was coming, you don't want to let everyone down again, and it feels awful. Your mind is racing with at least 36 pages worth of thoughts and feelings and plans and fantasies and pulling you every which way, and you don't need that right now. You just want to feel better. You just want things to be okay. You choke back a fresh wave of tears and take slow, deep breaths. You can still fix this. You're stronger this time, and you don't need the drink. This is a setback, but you can still pull through. All the bad feelings, they're just the prequel to something good, you'll see. But the more you think about it, the less true it feels. You just want it to have one person believe in you by showing her you could do one simple job. Now at best you'll only be a slight disappointment. Just like every other time, you'll have to go on knowing that no matter how hard you try, you're still worth a little less than everyone else. If even that. You tell yourself you just have to shake that feeling. Find some way to make the future feel bright and giddy again and quell that black claw gripping at your heart. Close! You'll go find some. Katia with an eye wrote, Katia, listen to me. This isn't your fault. None of it is. Even the bravest of heroes couldn't stand up to Sigrid. She's a master alchemist with the ability to charm anyone out of their pants. Literally in your case. There was nothing you could have done. And snapping out of it as early as you did is a great feat all in itself. And we, the voices in your head, we were the ones that told you to go in, even when we shouldn't have. This is our fault, not yours. And as for the letter, you can't control the rain. Yeah, you can't control the rain. You can't control other people, but you damn well could have kept yourself from skipping starry-eyed into a creepy building because, ooh, mages! You could have left at any point. Maybe if you weren't so useless, you would have even done something about it. Broken in through a window and stolen your stuff back, or found evidence to convict Sigrid of a crime. Even if the town guards aren't under her control, they're not going to believe the word of some dirty slut cat. You never know. You know they never did back home. Or how about this? Maybe you could have concentrated on your one simple delivery task rather than getting lost in some dumb wizard fantasy. Maybe if you'd gotten the stars out of your eyes long enough to actually listen to the mages you met, you would have noticed that no one was taking you seriously to begin with. Realize you're a fucking Khajiit who can't even make magicka, almost 20 years old, and can barely start fires. Something any fucking mage could do, with the exception that you have to wear a goddamn leash to keep from accidentally burning the fucking town down. Maybe you could have had an uncharacteristic moment of lucidity and noticed mages are just another shit heap of uncaring bastards looking to fuck you over and throw you away like every other goddamn person you ever tried to care about. This barrel is empty! Why are you even searching it? One thing. You wanted one thing, and you were too much of a fucking idiot to realize it was hopeless and pointless and bound to ruin everything. Stuck on some childish idea that you could be anything, do anything, and just be some selfish bitch that's never happy with what she has. Fuck. You don't even know what you're mad at anymore. You just hate yourself and everything you've ever ruined for yourself and everyone, and you want to stop thinking about what a worthless, mindless, thoughtless imbecile you are. You just want to stop fucking thinking about it. Mystical Mechanic wrote, do you seriously have any real reason left to not get completely drunk? Hardly. The Urban Moose wrote, alcohol may or may not be the only way out of this. Right, alright. You have to think about this logically. Alcohol is a potential solution here. An effective one. One bottle, everything feels better. The worries, the sadness, the self-loathing, even if just for a night, it goes away. You can feel good again. But then, you're just running away. It'll cause problems, and then in the morning, these problems will still be there, and you'll have to deal with them. But you will have had a good, carefree night's sleep, and be totally ready to deal with all the problems tomorrow. That sounds great. It's booze time. Booze o'clock. But maybe you're just saying that because you're an alcoholic. Maybe you have a problem. I mean, you know you have a problem, but maybe things will actually get better if you quit. I mean, things probably would have gotten better if you quit earlier. If you hadn't spent years drinking nightmares away, you could have done something. Maybe you could have been a merchant, or an alchemist, or an armorer. You would have been scared at night, sure, but wake up to a happy life every morning. Maybe if you didn't have the option to hide your face in a bottle, you would have gotten over your phobias entirely. Maybe alcohol ruined everything! This is all your fault! Cravester wrote, "Bottle, just stand there." You apologize to the bottle, you didn't mean to hurt its feelings, and you know it's just looking out for you, and... Fuck, you're talking to a bottle! You need a drink, you need to not drink! You're a mess! Cow's Crimson wrote, "You know, there's something I've got to come out and say. We all make these comments about what Katia should do or shouldn't. Sometimes the comments are constructive and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're contradictory to one another. Sometimes they seem to be intended just to make the poor Khajiit miserable. But there's one thing I have to ask that I don't think anyone has asked. There's one person whose opinion we've never really considered in the course of this adventure, so I'll go ahead and say it. Katia, quit doing what others tell you that you should be doing. Decide for yourself what you need to do." Right. Up to you. You decide your first course of action pretty quickly. Whomp. You drop onto the chapel floor and just cry. You cry and cry because you're stupid and easy and can't fix anything no matter how hard you try. You cry because your best is worse than everyone else's average. You cry because your parents never loved you and you're a disappointment to everyone, even yourself. You cry because all you wanted was to be someone, and that's never going to happen. And when that's done, you cry a little more because you're ashamed of being such a crybaby. You try to get all the emotions out, try to clear your mind, and maybe, just maybe, feel ready to tackle the night ahead of you. Feel as though this is the time you finally turn things around. But no matter how hard you try, how hard you weep and bawl and try to get it all out, you're still just a fuck-up. No matter what you try, then that knowledge is still there, gripping onto your every thought and reminding you that things are never going to change. You're not strong. You're not a hero. You're not even worthy of the name Katia Mannigan. You're sad and angry and nothing makes sense, but you know this is probably the clearest your head is going to get. Someday things are going to get better. Someday you're going to fight and persevere and everything will be great. Feel great, you think. But for now, you know what you have to do. And at the very least, there's no way you could possibly make yourself feel any worse. Part of me feels like this is a good stopping point, and the other part of me wants to follow this through, because this is a bad stopping point. Don't do it. Yeah! Yeah! Hey, she did it with the amulet on. Also the blanket. Katia, you just did that with the amulet still on! You can overpower the amulet! Did you understand what this means? It means your raw power is greater than the amulet can withstand, which in a way means you're a freaking awesome mage! Slat wrote. Katia, forget realizing that you did that in spite of the amulet, realize you did it without a single cat joke. Sallowface wrote, "Give yourself a celebratory fuck yes, Katia F. Mannigan!" Scruffmeister wrote, "Katia feel great, inexplicable pride, all the pride, all of it. Did you just make fire through a silence spell? That is not a good thing!" That Medici Saspy wrote, "Katia, stomp out the flame on the sheet before you start the whole place on fire." Fuck! You're already a mess. You don't need this right now. You really don't need this right now. Maybe it was just a temporary fluke. A one-time thing. You flared up a little and lost control. That amulet's probably fine. Once you get this fire tanked, everything will be back to... Fuck! Coffeeman wrote, "Something is seriously wrong with you." Okay, yes it is! You take deep breaths and tell yourself not to panic. So you're scared, homeless, and suddenly starting random fires with your mind again. That's fine. No one's around to get hurt except you. And you were starting little fires most of your life, and you were fine. You're sure everything will be fine. Fine. Cap J wrote, "Katia, stay calm. Maybe you're getting better at magic. Maybe your magic powers are not going out of control. Maybe you don't need to endlessly gather more amulets to keep your magic in check. Maybe you won't end up killing everyone in the village with unresistant magic, except maybe Sigrid and that shady guy that thinks you're a whore because they live in a magic barrier house. Not helping? Oh gods, you need a drink, or a better amulet, or better luck, or a better brain, or fuck. Lepus wrote, Katia, reassess your situation by attempting a small spell. You've either broken a mental block on your magic, or you've broken your amulet in anger. One would be really good and the other would be less so. Right, you're losing it. You need to not be losing it. You're still in control. You just gotta test this a little. Figure out what happened and how to control it. Or, failing that, just burn off all your magic so there's nothing to worry about. Piece of cake! You'll be fine. No cause for alarm, right? You just gotta cast some spells. Figure out what links your thoughts to the fires. This is the perfect plan for you to nip this in the bud before it causes any major catastrophe. Oh gosh, this is no time to pussy out, be a stupid furbo who can't control her cat magic, cat powers. Cat. It's not working. Fuck. Why isn't it working? You're gonna die in a fire. I play games, wrote. Kinda, you know what sounds like a really good idea instead of choosing to die in a fire? Running. Like, right now. McFrugal wrote, Kinda, look around you, you're in a stone church. This is the least likely place for you to die in a fire. Skirt! Kinda make the awful realization that you were actually very flammable. Said Prophet Lord. Chowder wrote, Go out in the rain again. Water is fire's natural enemy. You can't burn to death out there. Stupid Jellyfish wrote, Water drops aren't going to do a thing against massive fires that shall... The massive fires that shall sprawl soon. Fuck. Shadow of the Dark wrote, Look for a bucket and some water to put out the fire on that barrel. The Turnip King wrote, Mage is killed. Go. Yoshi wrote, Calm down. Those fires are being started because you're so excited. Just calm down. They'll go. You're trying. You're trying to remain calm. But you're catching things on fire, and you were already an emotional wreck, and to make things worse, you're sober out of your goddamn mind because apparently you're capable of just dealing with one disaster at a time. Any time but now will be a better time for this to be happening. You can't go to the Mages Guild because they aren't letting you back in, and you can't dump water on the fires because you already ruined like every bucket in Kvatch, and you're running out of ideas, and you need to do something before you get hurt or die. Or Lennon wrote, maybe we can just burn the whole town down. Migrant wrote, Kinda maybe, just maybe, you aren't the one starting these fires. Have a look around to see if there's any other possible cause, such as another mage, a will-o'-the-wisp, a strange astronomical event, a cultist, a demon, or the quickly opening jaws of oblivion with hundreds of spawns running out of it. Little White Rabbit wrote, Cry for help! There has to be someone within screaming range that can put out a fire better than you can. Fox wrote, Kinda take off the amulet. Check it for scratches, dents, missing pieces. It could be malfunctioning. Right, this... has to be someone else that's doing it. Someone's playing a trick on you, trying to make you think your powers are out of control. And it's working. They have to be somewhere in here. Someone's in here watching you flip out. It has to be someone else because it's not like your amulet would just happen to give out the exact same time you learn how to cast without cat jokes. Isn't that right, amulet? You've still got this, right? Oh gods, work! Damn it, work! Little White Rabbit wrote, Stop trying to solve every problem you see. You are clearly not fit to handle this situation. Cry for help. There has to be someone within screaming range that can put out a fire better than you can. You cry out for help for anyone nearby. You cry out that you're scared and exhausted and hyperventilating and fires are sprouting up around you and you have no idea what's happening with your magic. You yell for anyone in earshot to please get help. Fuck, you don't have time to wait. It's getting worse, and it's getting hotter, and... Fuck. You gotta find a way to burn this magic off. You gotta get this under control. McFrugal wrote, Take off the amulet to start casting that non-fire spell you learned in an effort to use up all your mana. Then you'll only be able to make itty-bitty fires that won't do anything. Telekinesis! Right, you've still that. No cause for alarm? You can still prevent utter disaster before it goats you killed? You still be able to fix this? You're barely keeping it towed together right now, and come on! Oh gods, you're not running out! Fuck, why are you not running out? You collapse to your knees and sob. You feel nauseous and dizzy and afraid, but this is... no time to panic. This is bad, and you don't know what's going on, but you're not going to screw everything up, not even harder than you already have. You can figure this out. Prophet Lord wrote, Katia, get to a place in the chapel that doesn't have wood, alcohol, or cloth just sitting around that could randomly burn. As long as you're in the stone temple, you don't have to worry about it burning down. The Iron Weasel wrote, Throw everything outside into the rain. It was a ... wrote, Find something heavy to beat the fire with. If you can soak that blanket in something, any water basins around, it could work great. Right, right. You can still fix this. You haven't fucked up everything yet. You force yourself back onto your feet. Just gotta get everything flammable out into the rain. Find somewhere that... have to work fast before... just gotta find some way to... She is unconscious. Now! It's a good stopping point. Something's happening. Yeah. Okay, yes. This is a good stopping point. So, this has been Anachi Sasuke. This is episode something of Let's Read Prequel. And the next episode, we're going to sort out whatever's happening in this picture here and then keep it moving through the arrows. And I do want to say that we are getting very, very close to me being as far into Prequel as I've ever been. Like, I don't want to say it in case there are people who watch this who don't read Prequel, but there's a few more things that happen, and then there's the hiatus from the Kickstarter, and once we hit the point where it was a hiatus from the first Kickstarter, then everything will be new to me. So, thanks again for watching. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you'll need to do either one of those things, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.